Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. If you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember, that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help. Well, thank you guys so much. And for today's video, after a lot of extensive testing with Arcana, getting some insight from another person with a really well-built Isabel, got some better ideas now. So I feel like getting started and thinking about whether you should pull for her, whether you shouldn't, and how she's actually performing with Isabel. Now, I used to make these videos involving the Should You Pull series, saying, you know, whether you should actually pull because of the income and timing of everything, the waifu aspect, which is always subjective, and then also talking about the skills, equipment, and testing, and the results. So with all that yapping out the way, let's actually just get started. Let me scoot on over. And it's an interesting time right now, because right now, we're kind of still in the middle of the anniversary, technically, with Miharu's banner still available to be pulling for, and getting your daily pull as well. And I feel like a lot of people aren't really going to want to pull right now. Coming off of the anniversary, everyone's saving their resources right now, especially if you're excited for the next character. Just saying, if you're a big K fan, look forward to it. But I know a lot of people are also saving right now because it's not really worth it when you think about what Arcana is going to be doing when she's really only supporting one person. And if you don't have her invested or built or don't even have her, it's not really worth it unless it's waifu. Not to mention, we also have the Stellar Blade collab coming up relatively soon. It's starting to come up. I already made my pre-order for the complete edition. Really excited for it on PC. Finally gonna make this 4080 actually do something rather than just play gacha games. But when it comes to Arcana herself, it's interesting right now because I really like the event story right now. Pretty juicy stuff going on right now. And I mean, story-wise, I will be talking about it in a lore video, don't get me wrong. But when we're just talking about Arcana herself, I really like the style that they're portraying her as with her personality. She's really strong and stuff, and I'm gonna be honest, I like that she always asks to be married. I don't know how often Nikke's asked to be married. If I recall, I know Maiden did in the winter event, and now her. I don't know who else actually does, you know, mention marriage. I honestly forgot at this point, but I really like the mom vibes that she's giving. Really, really awesome. I love the tarot cards. The glow in her eyes from it is great. The moons and the stars motif being portrayed from her tarot cards into her actual outfit with the jewelry is always a 10 out of 10 for me. They did a really solid job. I like the transparency with the dress. I'm just saying, the bra, the panties, the floral pattern matching the netting, always a solid job. They did such a good job on the dress and they just gave up with the shoes. I'm gonna be 100% honest, man. Like, who cooked that at Shift Up? Like, I don't know who would do that. Like, that shit looks so ugly, man. Like, I don't know if that's like a style in Korea or something, but it's not it. I'm just saying, it's not it. I also don't know what these zippers are. Like, these zippers are kind of weird. Like, they both go up, so I was like, okay, interesting. But I do like the belly. I like the tight dress on the belly. That looks really good. I know some people, including myself, are a little bit disappointed when it comes to the JPS because the netting has more, which is insane. I find that ridiculous and kind of funny, but it is what it is. You'll see me crashing out at the Stellar Blade collab though, trust me. If Eve doesn't have fan service in her own IP that they have, it's over. It's over. I'm gonna crash out. That being said, let's actually talk about her actual design with her kit because it's interesting. So I do have an SR level 5 doll on her. I do have equipment on her, but I actually don't have any overload on her because I don't have any. I'll be honest. I tried investing my Isabel. She only has 2 overload lines. Like, I'm cooked on gear right now. It's over. So, and honestly, you don't really have to worry about it because all you're doing is using her for skills. So you really don't need to worry about it that much, which is great. Not only that, but when it comes to her skills, I have it at 777. But honestly, if you want to just leave it at 444, 555, and just go from there, I honestly don't think you're going to miss out on too much. Like, obviously, there will be a gain going from 444 to 777, but it won't be as much where you feel more inclined to do so. If you really want to boost it going forward, then you can do it. But I'd probably start at 444 and then compare your Isabel's damage and then go from there. If you really want to overload her, maybe just focus on maybe just like max ammo or something. Honestly, there's not really much you're going to really worry about when it comes to damage with her, because all she's doing is just being a support anchor for Isabel, which is kind of unfortunate. And speaking of Isabel, let's talk about her, because I do have her kind of invested. Now, I say kind of, but I do have an SR level 15 doll. She is core 7. She has 2 overload lines, and they're not that great. I got like elemental, a crit, a low elemental, and a defense line. It's nothing much. Then for the chest piece, it's almost at overload, but I have no gear. It's over. 777 on the skills though, which is great. That's at least something that we have. But I mean, I'm so happy that we can at least use her, because one of the best skins in the game. I'm just saying, really goated skin. They did a solid job with it. So I'm really happy that they at least went forward with this. It's still kind of unfortunate though, that to make these type of characters work, rather than just fixing them, they're just releasing Nikkes just dedicated to just to be an anchor, which is kind of unfortunate. I'd rather just have characters actually work in general content rather than just having like a hyper niche, but that's just me. When it comes to testing, rather than just showcasing a bunch of shooting ranges, I actually have a bunch of results ready, and I also have results from another person that I will thank very shortly. So let's get started and let's move on over to the results. So when it comes to our first set of results here, I actually did this in electric weak union range shooting range, and I'm using Tuve, Arcana, Isabel, Maid Privity, and Leona. Now my Maid Privity is built with OL lines level 888, and she is like probably core 4. So she would technically be better off, but right now my Isabel is doing a lot better with my Tuve, Arcana, and then Leona just helping out Maid Privity as well, because remember, Arcana is a 42nd, so you need to make sure that you have that second burst too to help out. But for an electric team comp, she is blowing Maid Privity out of the water. Really solid numbers, 1.4 billion right now. And Maid Privity is at 800 million. It's really solid stuff. And then I decided to do another one with an electric team comp using the Exia Treasure, Scarlet, and Trina, just to combine 2 niches together for one team. And I'm gonna be honest, this is great. Like, Scarlet is obviously doing 200 million more, but Isabel is doing 1 billion, which is still solid. A lot better than what she used to do. I'm gonna be 100% honest. A lot better than what she used to do. I'm gonna be 100% honest. She was not that great before. So the fact that she's just kind of lagging behind OG Scarlet is great. That's still solid. And I like that you can be flexible with this kind of team, whether you want to do an electric shotgun comp, or if you want to combine 2 niches in one, that's a great option. Now, I did do a neutral testing when it came with Tuve, Arcana, Isabel, Drake, and Leona. Now, for reference, my Drake is in my top 5 roster full of damage. She is core 7. She has max level doll from the treasure, OL gear, and everything. And it's crazy that she is lagging behind my Isabel, who is not even fully overloaded. Really crazy stuff. Now, I did this in Wind Week for neutral testing. Just keep that in mind. But really awesome stuff. I'm actually impressed with how much Arcana is helping Isabel. Now, we also have some other results here that look a little bit crunchy, and I promise I will make sure I just read it for you guys. But I just want to give a massive shout out to Xenomorph in the Discord, Azure Sky. Thank you so much for, actually taking these screenshots, doing the testing. I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much. But I wanted to compare his Isabel, because even though it's MLB, he has max level doll, overload level 5, everything on his Isabel with max skills as well. He has a few elemental lines as well, some attack as well, some crit and max ammo. Really solid stuff. And then in comparison, he also leveled up his Arcana a little bit, and his Arcana is max skills with 1 overload line, which is just, charge speed, hit rate, nothing much. But she also has a max SR doll, which is crazy, with 1 additional copy. So there's a difference in investment, and that's why I wanted to compare. And when it comes to differences, at least between electric weak comp right now, if we're trying to compare like the old Maid Privity thing, Isabel is doing insane numbers as well with their Privity. Their Privity is probably well more invested than mine, which makes sense. But really insane stuff here. I'm really excited to see what goes forward when it comes to the solo raid. Now, it is unfortunate though that Arcana is just left to be an anchor. I find that kind of disappointing that rather than fixing the kits, Shift Up is just releasing more units like Trina, which on one hand, it's great that at least these characters are getting fixed. On another hand, this is a 2-for-1 situation where you need 2 Nikkes just to make one work. So I don't know how to feel about it. I know a lot of people are kind of annoyed by it because they just want general usability. Now, obviously, people will use it no matter what if it's waifu, but Arcana doesn't really work, and she'll just be on the team just chilling. So it is what it is. Maybe I'm just being kind of a hater about it, but I do like Arcana, but it's just a shame that she's just kind of left to the wayside as just being like this kind of anchor. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on everything, on the results, on Arcana, the event itself. I'm really enjoying the event though. It's really solid stuff. But I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. Take care and have a good one.